Hi, welcome back to Truth, Facts, Lies, and Opinion. I'm Gwendolyn out of Denver, Colorado, the Mile High City.
I'm Rashandell out of Las Vegas, Nevada. And we're here together again for another wonderful show.
Yes.
And tonight we're going to talk about...
Hey, my president got in there. Trump got in there. Everybody knew I was for Trump.
Wow. And this is one from our previous podcast that we talked about. And she was rooting for Trump as I was rooting for anybody else that other than Trump.
Yeah.
Probably was Biden at the time, but then Kamala Harris came in. I was rooting for her, but
I was not rooting for her. And Trump said, as of today, he's doing everything he said he would do.
Oh, he's overdoing everything. I think he's overdoing everything that he said. And I think they cheated and won the election. But that's just my own opinion. I'm probably not the only one.
Yeah, it's a lot of people out there that think like that. Yeah. But when you really think about it, no matter what president would have got in there, I think it probably would be the same way it is right now.
Oh, no. I don't think so. No.
You think?
There wouldn't be no lot of this going on. The stock market up and down. He putting 120, 50% tariffs on stuff we got to have in this country.
We need tariffs on things. They're taking advantage of us.
125% tariffs?
Yeah. Think about it. Would you want somebody taking advantage of your family house?
I don't feel like we're being taken advantage of.
They're taking advantage of our country.
Well, I don't think they're taking advantage. Well, maybe in a sense, I don't know, but we still need the products and the way we're going in it.
But we should be able to get those products like they're getting those products.
We should be able to make them in this country. Now, what I do agree on, what he's saying about we need to bring these factories back to our country. They've been doing that since I was a kid in elementary school. Taking jobs out the country.
It's just not Trump then,
no,
right?
That's just
it's the system. That's the way it is.
That's just the system. But I do agree on they need to bring them back to this country and create jobs here. They're sending them over there because the reason they've sent them away is because of greed, and that's what's wrong with our country now.
Right, and you know what? Trump is not about the greed. I mean, think about it. Look at all these businesses that's sending this stuff overseas and all of this. That's not Trump's fault. They've been doing this for years.
Yeah, and it ain't going to stop overnight, but the process, the way of eliminating that is to do it, have a system set up, a process. If he wants these companies to come back and build in this country, the way he's doing it, I don't think it's right. Because it's going to take a while. If you got to rebuild factories, it takes a couple of years
to build. It's not going to happen overnight.
Well, so you can't put tariffs on places and charge these people
and
create
can.
chaos.
And I think we should.
Create chaos.
And it's chaos, too, with what? Immigration?
Oh, we going to talk about
I know,
immigration.
We're not going to talk.
He's sending people away that probably been here for years working.
But think about it.
There was a couple been here for a long time. I can't remember how many years, but they raised kids, had families.
But think about it, though. People miss the ball, just go right over everybody's head.
Okay.
Either you are legal. You want me to spell it for you? Or either you are illegal.
Right. And sometimes you have paperwork that say you can be here and you did what you had to do. And they're sending some of those people away. So.
I mean, think about it, though. What about the people that come legally into the country?
And do what they're supposed to do?
Why should anybody come illegal? And then they talk about due process. Because we don't even get due process.
They come over because where they're coming from is horrible.
They're not good.
So they come here to have a better life.
But it's not a better life if you're not doing right.
But if how can you say who's illegal? Because
you didn't
most people over here
is illegal.
Illegal.
Well, send them back.
Okay, we go back in history.
No way.
Who owned this country? Probably the Indians, maybe. That's what they taught us in history.
Okay,
so the white man came over here from Europe. Did he get a visa or something to get over here?
You're saying that anybody come over here that's illegal, they didn't come correct legally, or they broke the law and they're illegal, or illegal altogether, no matter how you put it, You're saying that they should have a due process? They should just come right on in?
We came over. They brought us over here. We the only ones that didn't come over illegally. They brought us over here. The black.
Well, you getting due process, aren't you?
No. No.
You're getting due process.
The white man came over here from Europe back many years ago. Did they have a paperwork? I mean, it probably wasn't a constitution and wasn't of the law then. But still, they're illegal. They came over here.
They're taking people's lives. They're doing
not
everything.
All of them.
Well, not all of them. You're right. Not all of them. But some
and if you read about the people, the illegals that are creating problems, it's so minute, such a little amount that they're not even able to record it. It's so little amount that they're not.
You have a problem with him deporting people over to El Salvador.
Well, I have a problem with him doing a lot of things the way he do them. It's not.
Well, what
it's
way
not the. It's,
you just can't make people happy. I think if what Harris would have got in there by anybody, it's always going to be an issue.
They had to work on immigration. Yeah, of course you have to work on.
You need to work on. What other country can people go to and just?
But look at how he's doing it. You rounding people up. Just finding
round
people
them up
on their car parked on the street or going to their.
He's the senator. Where is he? Tennessee. I agree with him. Round them right up.
See, that's how. So, how would you feel if he started saying, "Okay, I want no more black people in this country. We're gonna round their ass up and get them out of here"? How would you feel about that?
He gonna give me some.
How would you feel about that?
He gonna give me some money.
He getting that money.
He give me some money.
He giving them money
to live on.
Is they vetting these people that are checking? I can understand if you got criminals. And that immigration deportation often refers to the removal, this U.S. law now, the removal is the legal process of removing a non-citizen from a country for violating immigration laws.
Oh, hold up. What did you say? Violating
immigration laws.
So when you violate... Hold up. When you violate immigration law, you don't need no due process. You broke the law. I mean, can you break the law and they just not hand you right over to a county or state jail? Yes, they will. So,
but
why should we pay for due process?
They're not even checking if these people violated. They just find them saying, "Oh, you're Venezuelan, you criminal, you whatever."
Yeah, because you're illegal.
Some of these people got paperwork. This one man had paperwork to be in the United States.
And they sent him back.
They sent him back saying he was M13 or something.
Well, hey.
He applied for citizenship, got paperwork. Some of these people applied for citizenship, got paperwork. He said they're not vetting. They're just grabbing people, making them prove a point.
Think so.
Proving a point to...
They're saying if you are illegal... You're not legal, right. Or you went to court and the judge, you got an order.
Or you
committed a crime. Send you back to your homeland. What's wrong with that? You did come from a homeland, right? I tell you what, why don't you try going to their homeland and committing a crime and see if you get due process?
I'm not, because they're going to lock me up forever. They're going to be harsher than we are over here.
And they're not going to give you no due process where they pay for you and all this jazz.
I'm not going to no country trying to do nothing there.
See,
the United States is okay. I don't know. It was okay.
No
it's a
one
mess
should be
now.
Coming over here doing things illegal and expecting due process. You would want to pay
the people here. Look at the people here doing stuff. They doing more than the illegals are doing.
Send them too. Hey, there should be a world of
I
peace.
did. Trump said some Americans might go there too.
Yeah, but see, we ain't going. So, you want a world of peace, happiness, safety. Mm-hmm. Not worried about not seeing your daughter no more like some of these people, like the Riley girl, many others. You want peace in this land, don't you?
Yeah. Is it here though?
But we can have
and the president you got causes chaos. He's not a peaceful president.
We can who's not peaceful?
That president y'all got.
Trump is peaceful. Okay. You know what? He speaks his mind, so you don't have to wonder what he thinks. He tells you, at least he's not backbiting, right?
And now that we're talking about him and how he speaks his mind and say and do what he gonna do, I really feel like what he's doing is only hurting the people that voted for him.
Well, I voted for him.
I haven't felt
Everybody
any effect from him.
What are you going to feel? Go to work, do your job, mind your own business.
They laying people off, shutting down.
Well, hey, look at the people that's been getting what? Social Security, and they're not even alive.
Who you think? You believe that? You really believe that?
I believe that.
Girl.
I believe that.
See?
I believe that.
I don't believe that.
Why wouldn't you believe it?
I don't believe
proven.
Who proved it? Who proved it? Elon Musk.
Yes.
Elon Musk don't know his ass
others.
from his headbone.
Yes. But look at that.
He ain't even a citizen. He can't even speak English. He probably need to check his visa. Why he over here?
He should be here.
Have you been checked?
He should be here. And stop tearing up people's cars. That's not right.
They said he came over here on a visa to go to school. He never went to school. So is he legal? Do he got paperwork saying he's legal?
He's not robbing Social Security.
He robbing people buying them old ugly cars.
But think about it. You shouldn't do damage to people's property.
Oh no!
Even if you don't like them, you don't have to like them. But
think that.
You don't damage people's property.
What you realize is when people are angry, they do what they can do. When people are angry, they can't go get him. Some people get their hands on them, they probably would.
But see, that's not right.
I'm not saying it's right. I don't believe in that.
You can disagree with people without doing damage to their property.
Right. You
cannot like someone, but that doesn't give you a right to do damage.
But people in their minds do whatever they think they can do that's
going
to work.
Something's wrong
that's the only
them,
thing they think they're going to work. If I destroy his car, or if we put a bad name on his car and people don't buy him, it'll hurt him. They doing whatever they can do to hurt him. They can't get to him physically to hurt him. So they're not going to hurt
him with his cars either. I'm sure they're covered.
Oh yeah, it's been hurt.
Insurance coverage.
If you read about it, the stock has dropped. People not buying cars like they was.
That's not okay.
It is okay if you don't like something. You gotta. It's just like going out there.
People, when they voted for Trump, they knew exactly what he was going to do. He told
me. I mean, they still voted for him.
What was wrong with that? I voted.
How you voted? Yeah, a lot of y'all voted for him. I think he cheated some kind of way.
Oh, he didn't.
AI,
he was
him
before.
And Musk, I believe cheated
before.
some kind of way. I don't think he actually got as many votes as he thought he did.
Yes, he
it was a
did.
cheat. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion. If I got one,
yeah, you got one. Everybody got one.
So that's just how I feel.
I'm not gonna scratch up your car.
I don't have a Tesla. And would never buy one. I wouldn't even take one if they gave me one at this point.
I wouldn't do any damage to your car, but I voted for you.
No, I would never damage anybody. I get mad at somebody for taking my parking space. I'd be wanting to like scratch the car up. But I would never do that because that's not my heart. But people are different.
Well, they
feel like that's the only way they can hurt him is mess up his cars or mess up his name or destroy something that he believe in that he know that's gonna hurt him. Because if he's not making money on those cars, it's gonna hurt him. That hit his pocket.
They disagree. But think about it. Is it just for us for any man to lie about the system, get benefits fraudulent when you know this person is deceased or
I don't believe that.
You don't believe that?
Trump was on there talking about some people been 300 years old, been on Social Security. No, it's a lot of stuff.
So let me ask you, would you want them to be able to do that? Yes.
If nobody's living, no. I don't
All right,
want
then.
them.
So what's the problem?
I don't think it is a problem, so I don't know. I think the whole thing is a fraud, a lie.
But if it's true, you wouldn't want that. If it's true,
no, I wouldn't want no. But should nobody get Social Security if they not living?
Yeah, because they're taken from the people who
need it. But I don't believe nobody's on. If it is, I mean, my thing is when you die, the funeral home contacts Social Security. That's done through the funeral home. Social Security's contact, because I used to always wonder why they always give you that little $200, and they give you that little funky $200 so you can get it, but you gotta let them know you dead to get it. But the funeral home, that's part of the services. They contact Social Security and give them your information that you have died. So how can you still have people living getting Social Security? Somebody
is in the backdrop committing fraud.
Only way you can do that is you put somebody in the deep freezer, keep them in there in the bed,
bury them in the that's what they're doing.
If that's the case,
that's what they doing. Hey, I believe that people can fraud the system.
Oh yeah, they can fraud.
You're taking from people who need.
But I don't believe it's that many where it's affecting Social Security.
Okay, so whoever gets in office again, a few years from now, it's going to be the same thing. People are just not happy, no matter who gets in office. They're just not happy.
I'm not happy with chaos. I don't know about other people.
Wait, you're trying to say Trump is bringing chaos?
Oh, you don't think?
No, I don't. I don't. I think people are the media is a big part of it because I noticed something. So when you watch the news, they always got somebody there that's objecting to it.
Always, it's people ain't pros and cons. That's life. Pros and cons.
And they're not telling the truth.
For against.
And the way they criticize and talk about Trump. Come on now.
What? Look how he acts. The things he say. I just don't even see how people
I don't think you like him. That's what it is. You don't like him.
Hell no. What is it to like about him?
You never met him, huh?
Have you met him?
No, but
you
I
like him.
I like him.
You like him because what he do, what he say, whatever you agree with, and I understand that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Good.
I'm cool with you agreeing with it.
But I told you he was going to.
I don't agree. Yeah, you did say that, and I really didn't believe it.
I went out and I voted.
And I bet you 50% of them people, no, 75% of people that voted for him is regretting.
I'm not.
I bet you they regretting voting for him.
I'm not a Republican.
Interrupted all their lives.
But some of these things he needed to do. And I don't believe no matter what president get in office, he's not going to do everything we want him to do. He's not us.
What is he doing that you think he needs to do?
Well, deportation.
Okay. A lot of people agree on that deportation.
That was my thing. I wanted that.
But you know how he's hurting the people that he do.
Oh, come on.
How many rich people got Mexicans working in their house illegally? Tell me that. I bet you.
And they can be deported too.
Farmers can't get their crops picked.
Well, that's, but that.
We not going to go do it. The black man ain't going to go do it.
No.
He ain't going out there in the sun.
He ain't
chopping no cotton. Ain't picking that.
But think about it. They need to pay the people. If they pay,
that's the only way we going to do it. They're going to have to pay somebody for $40, $50 an hour to go pick some.
And I bet they'll go pick them.
Of course. I can go pick some if they're paying $40, $50. I'll be picking apples like in pears and carrots.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying.
But see, they don't want to do that. That's why they have
not Trump that's doing
why they
that.
have to.
He's not doing that.
But he hurting them. They hurt him. The farmers hurt. That's why I'm saying the people that voted for him, all them rural people, that's who he's hurting. Only thing bothering me is the chaos.
He's over the cotton fields.
I'm not saying he over the cotton fields, but he causing problems within the cotton fields by taking the workers away that can't work in the cotton fields.
Well, they can work if they're legal. They can. They can work all
How
day.
How many illegals gonna go work in the cotton field?
If they
How
pay,
many?
If the pay is
they ain't gonna pay.
If the pay is right, you said you would
because
go,
man,
right?
the problem with the United States is greed. That's our biggest problem.
Well,
greed.
But that's not Trump. He don't need any money, right?
He robbing the United States now.
No,
first
he
of all,
need it.
First of all, he damn near about to make us a communist country. You just set up all your loyalists in the White House. Everybody agree with what you do. Nobody say nothing against you. Don't they scared? You hear them say they scared.
They talk against him every day, all day. And I don't agree
with that. The people that can't do that.
What's wrong
the Democrats
with the
don't really have too much power right now.
Nobody's respecting anybody anymore. Not even the president of the country.
How can you be respected? You act like that. You see why he's not being respected.
I respect him.
You and a whole bunch of more.
I do. I respect people in general. I think we should.
I respect everybody. But I don't respect
have you watched the news?
I watch the news every day, all day. I watch talk shows. Sometimes I just have to change it. I watch so much of all this crap he's doing. The stock market, you up and down playing with the stock market.
He's not
one day, then you tell people to go buy. You cheating. You are cheating this country. You are. You know what?
You don't know how to handle
your
remember
I told you I used to read about him years ago and how he did business. He would buy companies, dismantle them, sell them for parts. That's what he's doing to our country. He's selling our country for parts. None of us, like I said, we probably going to be in the... I can see him now, like the Germans.
They need to bring the businesses back to the country.
Of course, I believe that.
And
it's a way to do that.
It's the same thing on the college campuses. Now, this is my opinion. I mean, if I was the president... No one from another country is going to get out there doing what these people do on campus.
What they doing?
I wouldn't stand for it. I would not stand for it.
So
our people in this country doesn't behave like that. If you want to, you're from another country and you think this and this or whatever the case may be, and you disagree with it, go to your country and then you go out there and stand and threaten people and disrespect
If you're in this
people
country and you feel like they have let you come over here, they have gave you the right to come over here and go to school. So now you are part of this country.
No, you're not.
So what you're
No,
saying, if you got a
not.
visa come here, you
I
have
tell you
no
what,
rights. You have no rights.
Is there a country you disagree with? Why don't you
This
go
one right here,
in
right
that?
now, the United
No
States.
other country is going to allow that, and we shouldn't either.
Allow what?
What happens on these campuses?
Oh, they protesting.
No.
What else is happening besides
No,
protesting?
you're not protesting in this country for another country. Get in that country and do
Who
your
protesting
protesting.
for another
They're
country?
doing this
They
everywhere.
and
that's not right.
They're not protesting against the country. They protest against what being done to the country.
Okay, hold up. You just said they protesting what's being done. What? In their
They're
country?
speaking out.
Right.
It's
Go to
speaking
your
out.
country and
Some
speak
of them
out.
even don't live over there. Some of them are Americans that's doing it.
Well, they
Some
need
of them
to
are-
keep it over
are
there. I
students
tell
from
you
over
what,
there.
I bet you we can't do that.
We ain't going to try. We ain't going to give a damn.
Wait, you're not going to go in another country
We-
protesting against whatever and whomever. And we shouldn't allow them to do that. They need to respect
Well, they
this
not
country
allowing
when
them.
they're in this country. And that's my take on it. I think that's what
and
they
I
need to
understand
do.
that if you think you
come
and
over
I
here to
agree
go
with
to
that,
school,
you should
take
expect-
your butt
So
to
what
school.
you're saying, you come up here, go to school, don't say nothing. Whatever happens, don't
You
say
right.
nothing.
Go say it in your country.
You sound like Trump. You should be. He probably should hire you. You're looking for somebody to be in your cabinet that agree with everything
Hey,
you say.
I
Trump.
do. I do.
Gwendolyn from the Truth Flow podcast is ready and available.
Yes, I am. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm just common sense.
Okay, if you think that's common sense, I'm.
I mean, why are we blaming someone else when we really have authority to do whatever we need to do in our own lives?
who are we blaming? That's what
Everybody
he doing.
blaming him.
Okay,
And they would have done the same thing. No
so
matter
that's
who
why
else
he's
got it.
blaming them people for protesting against things that they want. He called.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Protest in your own country.
So if you come over here from another country, you have a visa, you mean you don't have no freedom of speech and no rights to say anything?
No, you don't.
Okay.
Go to your country. And
do
then
that.
you stand up and you do
Well,
that.
some of them, you can't say anything in their country. Some of them can't even.
Okay, so then
speak
what
in
are
their
you
country.
here saying it for?
Well, those probably the ones ain't saying nothing. It's probably the ones. It's probably the ones that can say something.
I think it should be peace in the land for
I
everybody.
do believe in peace, but it's not the way of our world.
But when you're because people are
don't even like peace no more. Look at all the reality shows, everything going on. People is always chaos or confusion or some conflict.
no, yeah, that's true.
That's the way, and that's what the country. That's what this country loves. Everything people love. Bad stuff. Everything bad is good now, and everything good is bad. If you really,
that's
sad.
horrible. It really is.
It is.
But when you think about it,
but it's biblical though. I think
yeah, it is.
back
But
to where
people
it's
say
gonna
that
happen.
the kids are disrespectful to the parents, and they disrespect the law. Now, I'm not for that. I'm for law enforcement. I'm totally
Me too.
Law enforcement is needed for everybody.
But disrespect comes
But
from.
look, when you get out there and you disrespect the president, how do you turn around and expect for that child to respect the law? It ain't gonna happen.
But that's Trump
It
president that can be
Oh,
because
my
look,
goodness.
no other president has acted like him. So I
What
can
do you
understand
mean?
him
He's
being.
being himself.
Yeah, he is. He is. He
He's
definitely
being
is.
All
He is.
of them are themselves.
Nah, but they don't create chaos.
No, they
don't-
do it behind
don't-
the scenes.
Well,
Yeah.
It's better behind the scene.
No.
They don't start mess. Just say anything. You just say anything. Anything.
Well, everybody is doing the same thing he's doing.
Not,
They say what
not
they
if you run
want.
in the country. Not if you run in the country. You don't
Oh,
just say
my-
anything.
but you're-
You gotta be.
You're on television. You're in the media, social media. Call it what you want. What's the difference? You're saying whatever you want,
said- they
but
said they're talking
he's
to
the president, but he can't say what he wants. Come on now, think about that.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about it.
Are you?
And you can.
Nobody should.
If you're working,
If that's the case.
for instance, you got an upscale job yourself. If you was to get online and just in y'all meetings and just say what you want to say, what you really want, you think you had a job long?
You'll be fired.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Be fired
It's
anyway
not-
if they don't like you.
I'm not gonna
They're
say it.
always throwing books
I'm
at
not
people they don't
not
like on the
saying
job.
that every president don't have their agenda, which they do. But you are running a country and you just saying anything. You don't respect nobody, no culture, no race.
But you know what? That sounds like someone who just don't like him. That's what it sounds like.
Well, I don't. But
see, I knew it.
But I'm not. I ain't never been.
But you know what?
I ain't never. Even in the last podcast,
when people don't like someone, that's what they do.
I'm that person that whether I like you or not, if you're doing the right thing, I'm not gonna have. I'm gonna give you your props. I'm gonna give you your props.
Nobody likes their enemy.
I'm gonna give you props.
You
if
don't
you're doing
like Trump,
right?
See, I know it. That's where you're getting all these crazy ideas from.
They ain't crazy ideas, but I'm gonna respect you. I respect to not agree with you. Like me and you, I love you to death. But I don't agree with you on Trump, and I still love you.
Well, I love you a little bit.
But
I'm like Trump.
I don't
cheat me off. I don't like you there.
I'm sorry. I can't respect nobody doing and saying things that's not right.
But what's not right? Just name
everything he say.
Like what? Name one thing he said that you know is that you would say not right. Just one thing.
Like, what was he talking about? He was talking to that other old dude. The one that keep sending the messages to everybody on his phone. What's his name? Whatever his name. He said something. He was talking about us. It was real race related or something. He said, I know you don't like it. And I looked at him. I said, y'all said it on TV.
Did he say that you know you don't like?
Nothing he says I like.
No, but what is it?
I don't like the idea he deporting people. I don't like the idea. I don't like the idea that he's closing down all these the Veterans Affairs, Social Security. I don't like that he's doing and I do some things I agree with. I do agree.
If it's fraudulent, it should be.
This is not fraudulent. Social Security you're talking about.
Yes, it is.
They saying it's fraudulent,
but Social Security.
He's closing down.
Not living.
Elon Musk went in. I ain't even heard of that position he got. Have you ever heard of that damn position? Many times I ain't never heard of that position he got. He get in there and he start. I could call it something else. But anyway, he getting down laying all these people out, thousands of people losing their job. What is that going to do to unemployment? Unemployment?
You want someone to work for you. You pay them $40, $50 an hour, and they really ain't working.
How he know they're not working?
No, do you want that?
But
you got your own business.
And that's what I'm saying. I agree with what some of the cases where people don't work. I have people on my job need to be fired.
Well, that's what they doing.
But
getting rid of them if they
you
not
don't just
working.
go and fire people without vetting them or without checking and see. Because sometimes you with a boss that don't even like you. For instance, if you was working with a boss that didn't like you and you didn't have some, I know.
They're going to fire you.
And they tell, okay, we got to get rid of 50 people. And this boss that got the person that's got to get rid of them, now he never liked you. So what that person gonna do? Go get rid of you.
Just like you. You. You're talking about Trump because you don't like him. It's not what he's doing.
It's what he's doing. It's what he's doing. What he says, how he do it, how he carry himself.
But you couldn't name one thing that he actually...
Everything. I don't like shit he doing.
That's not an answer.
I don't like nothing he doing.
That's not an answer.
You tell me something he doing good.
Deportation.
Okay.